Hey everyone, I'm back. I decided for the last yard decoration that I'm making, I will walk you through it, just a quick tutorial. I guess not necessarily step by step, but at least you can see it, how it's done and what goes into making some of the stuff that we do. So I hope everyone enjoys, and I'm going to get started here in about 30 seconds or so. We'll see if anybody joins on this video. Okay? Thank you. Are you watching? Okay, I'm back. I hope everybody had a nice time staring at my cat back there. He's just chilling. He's gonna hang out, but we'll see how long he hangs out once I start the balloon pumps. So, real quick breakdown of what I use. We're gonna be making some yard flowers or tupari. I have 10 11-inch balloons, 10 5-inch balloons, 2 5-inch white balloons here that I'll use. 2 of they're called 350s, but they're the larger twisting balloons. I also use a piece of PVC. And for this example, I have 2 pumps. I have one that I use for the 11-inch, and then a smaller one here that I use when I'm out twisting balloons, but I'll also use this to inflate the 5-inch balloons because it has a timer on it, and it makes sure that I get everything the same size. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. You guys can watch and just see how it's done. I'll take you through the whole process. It takes between 5 and 10 minutes or so. So I probably won't talk a whole lot, but at least you'll get to see how it's done. One other quick thing is off to the side over here, I have a couple of chairs set up because my timer on my red pump there, the sizer is broke on it, so I don't have a way to time it, but I make sure everything comes out to be the same size. So I'll be stepping off to the side over there measuring things as we go. But yeah, let's have some fun and we'll get started. And after I'm done with this, I'll take you outside also and show you the final result of what we came up with, all right? So I'm just gonna turn this like so. Well, guess it tells me I can't. So we will have it rotated just like that and get started. Blow 10 of these up, the same size. Put time together. You don't necessarily have to size every one of them. You just want to make sure that they are the same size. So I usually measure a couple just to make sure that they are. So we tie 4 pairs off like that. Then we blow up an oddball third one and tie it into one of the pairs. I tie it a couple times usually. And this is usually what makes people cringe, because then we're going to take this, we're going to tie it into here. And you end up with a funny little cluster like that. But it's not going to stay like that. So we'll grab our other. And the same thing, tie oddball third one into one of the pairs. End up with 2 little clusters like that. Then I take the small purple ones that we're going to use. Do the same thing with those. Blow up 4 pair. I'm tying that oddball third one. Okay, so we got me a 260 out of the bag, any color. Take your 5 balloons, tie them together again. End up with a little star flower shape like that. Thank you much. Go, go, go. Yes. The white one I take and I tie it into this bunch. Then I pop the purple balloon you see there. So we'll just grab another one. Don't always have to tie them off. You just kind of wrap it in there. If you want to tie it off, just grab the nozzle. So in this bunch you're going to end up with what looks like this on either side. Although it's not going to stay like that, we're going to flatten it down so that they all sit on top of each other nicely. So when I twist balloons, I kind of use the art of confusion with the kids and with anybody watching. Is, you know, it's fun because you can't really tell what I'm making. It looks like a big jumbled mess, and then in the end, everybody's like, "Wow, that looks so cool." So, all right. So now that we have all our parts over here made, what we will do is we will take. I use just a scrap 260, just a regular entertainer twisting balloon, tie it into one of the smaller duplets, quads, whatever you want to call it there. And it still doesn't sit flat. This is going to actually sit so that there's 5 going around here. We'll take that and squeeze this green one down so it sits flat like that. And we have this sitting like that. And I pull this nice and tight. Just wrap it around a few times, like so that it sits flat like that. Then what we'll do is we'll take this other one here, grab that same balloon that we had there, we'll just pull that and squeeze this so that we're not putting a lot of pressure on the knots in the middle. And we'll just kind of wrap that around a few times, any which way, so that it stays nice and tight. We grab this one here, and we're going to do the same thing, get it to sit flat. And instead of pulling with this balloon tight, what we do is we squeeze it all together. We just kind of go through it back and forth, just so it's all nice and tight. And you end up with this neat looking little flower design on both sides. Now next what I'll do is we need something to put that on so that we can display it. So in which case I have that 350 again, the bigger one here. I'm just going to put a little bit of air in it. Take my PVC, and you can leave it like that if I wanted to, but you can see writing on it, and I don't paint them because I use them, and I reuse them. Sometimes I get them back, sometimes I don't, so I don't take the time to paint them. Instead, what I'll do is you take this nozzle, just kind of wrap it around like that, and I just kind of squeeze it, and what you can do is you twist it, and as you see, you twist it, the air comes out of that. Cut the end of that off. Just kind of hold it because it will come undone on you. Just tie it off like that. Because then what we'll do, take another one, and we're going to cover that up there. Have a little bit of white showing there, it's alright. We'll take that. We're just going to keep wrapping this pole so you end up with a completely wrapped pole. Just poke a very, very small hole in there. Trying to break myself out of that habit of putting the balloons in my mouth, all things considered lately. But sometimes old habits die hard, so. All right, so now we took our white pole and we transformed it into a green pole. So I don't know if you can see in here anywhere. I'll see if I can get it. It just looks like a jumbled mess of knots in there. Part of the reason for that is we take this, and it's kind of like a bunch of rubber bands in there back and forth. And I can't show you what I'm doing exactly in here, but I just kind of spread apart some of those balloons that are tight together. And there we go. We have a flower on a pole. This is a really neat design because you can use 11-inch balloons, which are this size. And you can use 16-inch balloons, which are even bigger. But I just want to show you guys an example because I know a lot of people cringe when I squeeze those together. This is a fully inflated 11-inch balloon, and you can see those balloons are clearly smaller size. What that does is when you use a balloon that's not inflated all the way, it is so much more flexible. It's so much more flexible and pliable. You can pull on them more and manipulate them more. You know, sometimes I'll take it and if you let more air out, you can make something called an apple twist. It looks like a little tire and stuff, but they're much, much easier to work with when they're not fully inflated. So I rarely ever use a balloon fully inflated like that. So, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off and we're going to go outside and I'm going to show you guys what I was working on out here. So this was the fourth flower I had done. But even if you size these down and you make it with all the small balloons, it makes a great centerpiece, like a topiary for different things. So I'll go ahead and just flip this around. And as you can see, we have these set up outside. Just took a little piece of conduit, stuck it in the ground, and just stick those right on top. And you end up with some nice little yard decorations there. So just a nice way to have some fun outside for any celebration, any reason like that. But more importantly, if you missed the first video I did just a little while ago, the purpose of this was there was a gentleman who created a group, 1 Million Bubbles, and he picked today as a day that balloon artists all over the world should come together and display something outside in their house, in a public place, anywhere like that, just to make people smile and bring joy to them, and just to show that, you know, we're all in this together, because that's really the bottom line, is we are. No matter what anybody's going through, we're here, we're all in the same boat. So that's it for today. If you guys like this video, let me know. Maybe I'll do some more stuff in the coming days, weeks. Got nothing but time on my hands anyway. So that's it for today. Thanks everyone who watched. Bye now.